9:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, January 15th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Want to do an update tonight before I send everybody away, or before I, started putting my son to bed. I seen that we had a little bit of activity. As the DXY came back online, I think it's important for me to keep everybody out in front. The DXY is at 101.82, down about 36 cents on the open, or 0.36%. And it's been having a bearish thesis here, and the DXY is going to start coming down to these lower levels now. And is it going to bring us all the way back down to the 95.49? If we continue to create these bearish continuations here, it can bring us down in a very quick hurry. So pay attention to the DXY. You definitely don't want to lose the 100 handle, but we've already finished below a very critical support area at 102.94, and then also the 102.5 approximately. You got areas still that we could come up to around the 101.19 to hold. So that's going to be our next area of concern. So we'll see how it reacts to there around the... I'll put it in there just as a note, a mental note. This is the area that... There, and then right around here is where we're going to try... Oops. Right around here is going to be a very key level. Those two right there in particular, and if we lose those, we could have a very big dump in the DXY in the short term. US 10 years still up about that. That's just not even important right now. Let's see. Gold is up about $6-7, up to 19.27 an ounce, and silver's up to 24.47. So still looking pretty good. We got total crypto market cap up 1.43%. And then I want to focus on XRP here. XRP's at 3933. It's up 2.18%. And our major areas of concern, really, we're falling them within a range. We talked about it earlier. So you should be able to trade this pretty, well, not even trade, but just be able to pay attention to the market setup and the greater pattern. So right now, we followed through the first support area, which if it was down here, was at about 38. It's at the 386 level when it first fell through. Didn't hold, broke down. And then we were able to hold this uptrend. Now, on these uptrending supports, depending on these two levels, and then the third one is a symmetrical support from the symmetrical triangle when it broke back over. But that's at 371, roughly. 372, but I like the overextension at 371 when it's on a support side. 372 when it's on a resistance side. So 38 cents it held here. Bounced off it again and held this uptrend the next time at 382. Now it's pushing up, and we're going to see if we have any kind of passionate push up here, and we would break the 40 cent level. You could say the 398, but you'd be better off just saying, can we hold the 40 cent level and hold it on a push, and then get back on top of this and try to become bullish again. Where I would love to say we have all this volume coming in, but we don't have this big, great influx of volume. But that doesn't mean we can't break out. But what it looks like, it's starting to build unless it breaks out of here, this could turn into a gigantic topping reversal. Or it's already formed that part of the pattern, and this is just trying to sidewind itself out. But this is in a very weird area. So that's what I'm paying attention to. I'm not going to over stress about the identical levels that we need to hold or break. I'm just going to use the current formation that it's given us. And we'll be able to judge it from there to see if we can even push up to the next formation where I circled. Had this been, if this is a fake out right here, it ends up playing out as a grand, just a consolidation, a liquidity dump so that we can get more volume. This is where I could see it coming up to, as I've been talking about, at 45 cents. Now, it's very unlikely that it's going to come up there if, in this formation, on this push up, we can't break the 40 cent level and continue our move up. If this starts being an overwhelming uptrending resistance, then it's going to be to where we're going to eventually kill ourselves with volume, or with lack of volume, I should say, in the buyers. But right now, it's a very important moment, which is why I'm doing this update, because you can see we're closing in on here, and we're on a critical 30-minute candle, and we still got about, well, we've seen the first close, and you can see closed pretty well, and we're going to see. We're going to see if this can continue to push up and we can break out of this area. And if it does, like I said, 45 cents after the 408, and I think it's about the 426. We'll dig deeper into that after. But the main formation you need to figure out if we're going to come up to, and that would be more than likely if we could break out past the 41 cent level, the 4096, and then continue to push up on a support hold, the more than likely outcome is we're coming to 45 cents. And that's just, like I said, I don't want it to take the painful route, but when it looks like it can take the painful route, because we never broke 287, and ultimately when we had a chance, we never broke this level around the 346, 345 level, actually the 344. We needed to get back under that if we wanted to continue down in a quick fashion, but we did not. And now we pulled out. Right now it looks like we could be holding a cup and handle. That's what we did right here, and then we pushed out. And now it's a matter of, is this creating some kind of formation like a topping reversal, or does this have staying power? And we'll know a lot more if and when XRP can break that 40 cent threshold on this uptrend. If it continues to push out here, it might have to break the 402. It just depends how long it pushes out. But this could be played by 5, 6 in the morning if it pushed out way over here. And then obviously if we get rejected, you already know the next uptrend would be back around 386. And then below that would be the 372 and ultimately the 371 on an overextension. But right now, it's managed to hold this uptrend it created. And not the parabolic uptrend, but the uptrend that we created back on January 10th and for the last 6 days. And now it maintained the hold as of right now. And we're going to see if we can find the volume to push out of here. That's the main concern for me with XRP right now. And that's what I'm looking at. If we pull this out into the farther pattern, you can see the next structure we come up to would be the broken bull flag. And yes, like I've been saying, and the thing is this creating some kind of weird formation? It's on a bear flag, but we have not tested the bull flag at the break of it. Everybody has their own interpretations of the chart. This is just what works for me. And you know what? Honestly, it's all of us doing our own parts on our charts that make it what it is. Started a Telegram for that very purpose. I've pulled back with myself personally preaching about leverage trading because I've heard too many stories about people that struggle with gambling. I know it's not my problem, but just having the casino-like atmosphere and having so much leverage at your disposal, I firmly believe the way to go for me in teaching is spot trading. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I have a futures leverage trading group in my Telegram as well on a side one. There's 78 or 80 people in there. Just so everybody who's like-minded and wants to talk about leverage trading can get into a like-minded atmosphere. A lot of charts being shared, but ultimately the only way we're going to do this is together and not as individuals, because we can't possibly see everything as an individual. So this is forming in a very weird fashion. It could also be, like I said, we need to see how all of this reacts, because if this ends up playing as some kind of weird, gigantic W here, that's when you can play into, okay, well, maybe we can come up here, and then ultimately you have the painful route, which would be all the way up here to retest these areas, and then ultimately it could even go farther. That's why I continue to say, and I will continue to say, that if you haven't bought XRP and you are nervous about what's going to happen here in the short term, I suggest when it's under 40 cents, it's a good buy. I've been saying it since we were at $1.70. Anywhere under 40 cents is a good buy. I've been preaching it more the last 3 days. So if you wanted to buy some, you could take advantage of it. So that is what it is. And that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in this update. Bitcoin's up 320 points or 1.53% to 21,204. And Bitcoin on its own is continuing to hold this parabolic uptrend we talked about. And right now, for Bitcoin to break down, it would have to break this 20,400 level, approximately 20,350. Because Bitcoin's broke out of these levels of resistance. So if we go into a more in-depth chart, you can see we're right now holding the 20,413. And our next major resistance is up here at about 23,100 or 23,000, depending on where you hit. But that's where it looks like we could have eyes on going, unless we're starting out with the fake out to start the week. We've also held the 20,955 with ease. So our first cause for concern would be if we were to break down and break, obviously, that 20,999, whatever that was, 20,000, what was it exactly, 955. That's our first level of support we're looking to hold. And right now, we're doing just that. So pay very close attention to the market. I'll update you in the morning. And take this update. I hope it found you well. Hashtag the FUD stops here. consider joining Tom's Army. Look in the video description below. I'm not going to go over it tonight in the spew because it's late. I want you guys to get this information. But you can join me on BITGET or Mexi as well for no spot fees, and that's the only reason I suggest it. Shouldn't be paying spot fees on the buy and sell if you can help it. And then you can send it to your XRP ledger on XRP or multitudes of other ISO coins, and you can send it to the appropriate wallet.